in just a second. Figure out how to start everything. There we go. We're all set. Okay, so we have some questions in the room. We also have a lot of hands on Zoom, so we'll go ahead and get started with a couple on Zoom, and then we'll come into the room here. We'll start with Percy Allen. Percy, go ahead and start us out.
Hey, Coach, how are you doing? Hello? Hey, Coach. Oh, okay, good. Hey, just in these past two games, what have you seen from your defense, particularly in the second half and on the perimeter?
Second half of games, just not connected, just uncharacteristic mistakes. Backside activity over helping was a concern last game. These are things that, we need to address in practice, and without a lot of practice time, it is important that we fix it in the games. But 50 plus points in both of those games, something that we really have to hone in on. Defending the 3-point line obviously is going to come into play tonight as well. But we have to get back to where we were at the beginning of the season, being strong on the ball, being communicative, especially in transition, but also in the half court, making sure we're covering each other.
And with the Mystics, they didn't give you guys much trouble in the two games that you played them. What are the three keys for tonight?
Yeah, they're a different team. You
Yep.
add Slim and Austin in the mix. It's a lot of talent on the floor. First and foremost, we have to take care of the basketball. Talk about really, really strong defenders on the wing, starting with Sykes. Austin and her physicality, her activity really can disrupt us. On the other side of the basketball, our defense has to be better. It starts with transition and communicating matchups and all those things. But, you throw in Dawson shooting the three at a high clip, along with Shatori and all the other names that can really hurt us from the 3-point line. I think is imperative that we really, really lock in on our schemes. And then for us, I think we have to move the ball better. A lot of times, right before the break, we found some success in sharing the ball, moving the ball, and finding some rhythm. I don't think that rhythm is quite there yet, but it's going to come.
And then if I can slip in a last one on re-signing Gabby Williams today.
Yep.
This is the third straight year that you guys have brought in a star player sort of midway through the season, picking up Tina Charles in 2022, Gabby last year. Just what are like the pros and cons when you bring in like a star player this late into the season?
I mean, the great thing about it is Gabby wants to be with us. That's one. She's known our system. She's playing at a high level. She loves our organization, the players, the staff. And so there's some familiarity that helps when you're trying to incorporate her back. I'm going to be positive. No cons about bringing in a silver medalist.
There you go. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Well, let's take some in the room. I'll start over here, and then we'll just work our way around.
Can you share a little bit of the details of how long you guys have been in conversation with Gabby, how that kind of came together?
Gabby's one of our own, but obviously we've stayed close and connected with her overseas season and her progress, and knowing that she's very committed to the national team and not really knowing what she was going to feel like at this point in the season. I think the relationship that she has built in Seattle, her comfort here and her familiarity here plays into us, being the landing spot for her. But, Gabby's family, we're in constant communication and connected with her always.
Awesome. Do you think she'll be joining?
Pretty soon, I think she'll be, back in practice probably the next time we're able to practice. We have a few days into our next game. Tomorrow is actually a wellness day in which we are very intentional about our mental health and getting back in alignment. So we're not going to do anything tomorrow, but I'm hoping to have her by the end of the week.
One last one to be, you've seen Aaliyah Edwards early in the season, and I'm sure as you did your scout, you've seen her recently. What kind of things have stood out to you about from when you first saw her to where she is?
I also saw her with Canada basketball for the last month. Yeah. She's, finding ways to impact the game with her energy. I know Aaliyah has been wanting to be a pro for a while. She's a student of the game, and she approaches the game as such. She's a very hard worker, but she's young and still has a lot to learn and improve upon. But she's had some impactful moments for this team. And you can tell by just, her heart, her activity, her energy level. Those are things that allow her to get extra possessions, allow her to get rebounds, and finding comfort in her jump shot. So all in all, I think she's gotten better from, the beginning of this season to now. It's about being comfortable, and she's finding some comfort. Mm-hmm.
Just a couple questions for you about Skylar. Looking at her statistically, her assists are up, but her scoring is down compared to her career averages. What do you think's behind that? And do you want her scoring more, or do you like this balance that she's had right now?
Yeah, I would love for her to continue to be the best version of herself. The reality of it is she is an amazing player who's coming into a new system, and that takes time. And I think that we should, be real about that. And for her to continue to find ways to be a playmaker, she's a natural point guard, natural leader, and she's going to continue to do that. But I think she's found some comfort in the Olympic break, and for her to be able to find comfort now with new teammates, new system, she's had some bright spots. She started off our game in Atlanta very aggressively, and I hope that she continues to do that.
How has your relationship with her, point guard coach, extension of the coach on the floor, how has your relationship with her, kind of developed over the course of the season?
Yeah, we're aligned in a lot of ways. It's been a pleasure getting to know her. And the biggest thing that I always say is she's an ultimate competitor. She wants to win. She wants to be great for us, for her teammates, and she works extremely hard. Her number one role is to be an extension of me, and a lot of times that's not always fun. She gets the brunt of a lot of things, but she's taking it all in stride. She's working extremely hard. We're blessed to have her here.
One more here in the room.
Yeah.
Well, if your time with Canada basketball as an assistant and transitioning back to a head coach, what did you learn about yourself, about the coaching world that you're going to try and take back with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's you gotta have a lot of patience. That was, we're coaching the pinnacle of basketball, the biggest stage in the world, and you want to perform well not only for, the team, but for your country. There's a lot of pride in coaching and playing in the Olympics. And it's, things take time. There's process to things. And, we wanted to, get on the podium this year, but it didn't quite happen that way. And so you can't fret about it. You can't, hold your head low. The fact that we had an amazing World Cup to even be in the position to be in the Olympics was great within itself. But just kind of trusting the process and staying with it, and understanding that, having patience and takes time, and it's okay.
Stylistically, you seem to be working from the inside out. Is there a better balance that you're looking for in terms of your offensive production?
Yeah, I think so. NECA has been sufficient. And so it is, imperative that we do play through the post when possible and utilize her skill set and strength, her consistency and how she plays. But, what we need to continue to find is balance. So, Jewel is an amazing scorer, as is Sky, but when we move the ball, that's when Ezzy gets more looks. When we get to third side, that's when Jordan can get her cuts in. And so in order for our offense to get a little bit more balance and kind of start clicking a little bit more, I think that ball has to move and pop early on, knowing that there are portions of the game where we rely on our individual talent to get a bucket. Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to Zoom real quick. Christian and then Oberta. Christian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, thanks for the time. Just kind of wondered, like, in between these quick turnarounds of games like this, and you don't have time to practice, what does it look like for the team adjusting and things that you saw in the last game going into this game?
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of sometimes getting better through film. We prioritized rest within the last couple of days. And so I didn't want to tax them on the court, but making sure we're sharp and locked in to what we need to be doing for this particular game, and then trust that the energy level is where it needs to be. We have a veteran group. We have people who want to win and get better. And it's just about, taking, we can't get back, yesterday, previous games, but we can continue to learn from that. And we're going to utilize this game to address the things that we slipped up in and hopefully find some success.
And I know you're focused on this game at hand, but I'm kind of wondering, with signing Gabby Williams today, have you started to think about all the endless combinations that you have at your disposal?
I've been thinking about it. Yeah. You watch her in the Olympics and you think, to have her back in the fold, but, she's so versatile. She can play multiple positions. I think about how it really impacts our defense first and foremost. And, that's how we led. We started talking about our defense to begin this session. So, what she's been doing comfortably offensively too is going to really, really help us. Another playmaker, another person who can get downhill, get into the paint and distribute and find. So just an infusion of a lot of things, and got some time now to really think about it now that it's confirmed that she's with us. But I'll think about that in a couple of days.
Thank you.
Berta, and then we'll wrap up with Willie. Berta, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. Just thinking in general as this road trip comes to an end, how do you evaluate the team, and what are you expecting for the second half? Not the second half, but this remaining part of the season.
Yeah, we began the season kind of similar. It's tough that the break came and we found a groove in the rhythm. We're not where I would like us to be, but I'm so happy that we have practice next week. I think that, it's no secret that we need to find some rhythm, and we need to find it, with a little bit more of an urgency, because we are in the back end of our season. No panic at all, though. This is what we do as coaches. We learn, we grow, we get better, we teach, we emphasize. And so I'm excited about the challenge. I'm excited about the second half, to really get back to clicking on all cylinders.
And you just talked about finding the rhythm. Gabby is familiar with the team, with you, but this is a very different team from the Storm teams that she has played in. How do you think she's gonna help the team find that rhythm, and how is she gonna fit within that system?
Yeah, she fits like a glove, in my opinion, with her ability to do a lot of things at a high level. The biggest thing is that she knows us. There's no discomfort in learning something extremely new. Yes, there are players that she has to adjust to getting comfortable with, learning their cadence, their rhythm, and how we're going to play and flow. But with some practice time, I think, it's good to see and address those things, and just hope it works out.
Thank you.
And last question, we'll go to Willie.
Thank you. Hey, Noah, you sort of answered my question, that last question, but going even further with Gabby, how much easier will it make it with this new complexion in bringing in a veteran like her to sort of blend with the veterans that you brought in during the off season? What do you see, and how nice is it going to be able to mix in with Skylar and NECA, because they can adjust to her just as easily, given the experience they all have?
Yeah, for sure. I think, when you're talking about Skylar, I think it's having Gabby. You could think about playing her off the ball a little bit more. Gabby has an ability to initiate and run offense and do those things like she did in France, and like she does, has done for us before. You think about ball screens with NECA. You think about her ability to just create a lot of things that I feel like we have, but it just kind of elevates everything. That's what I feel like it is. It's an infusion of an elevation that it's much needed at this time. Whether it's energy, whether it's her presence, whether it's what she does logistically, schematically, whatever word you want to use, what she does on the basketball court. It's all a positive impact and a positive contribution. And it's going to be fun, in my opinion. But like I said, it's a challenge. It's not going to be easy. But Gabby's built for it. We are built for it. And again, we're excited.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you after the game.